Hello citizens and welcome back. This is our match reaction to Sporting 4 Man City 1 in the Champions League. So make sure to hit like, hit subscribe. Let's get this out the way and let's not talk about this team for the next month. Okay, first up, Q, the Amorim outclasses Pep. Amorim is better than Pep. Amorim is the best manager in the world. Amorim's going to style on the Premier League. Amorim is going to win United the league next season. Q, all of that. And you know whose fault it is? It's our fault. It's our goddamn fault. This team is an absolute disaster. And now I said after the Tottenham game in the Cup that I can't see us winning again. Holy shit, I can't see us winning again. I cannot see where our next win comes from. I really can't see it. We're just a disaster. It's one thing after another. I mean, fuck me, where do you even start? I mean, first off, the lineup. I mean, you got Edison, Akanji, Simpson Pusey, and Lewis in defence with Guardiola. Then you got Kovacic, Bernardo, Foden, Savinho on the right, Nunes on the left, Haaland up front. And to be honest, going into this game, I didn't expect much, to be honest. I didn't think we'd compete for most of the game. And the first half, we got off to an absolute flyer. We did really well in that first half. We turned up. Foden looked good. Savinho looked good. Bernardo as well. Nunes even looked good. And Nunes is fucking shit. And even he looked good in this first half. For the first half an hour, we were brilliant. We should have been 3-4-0 up. It was a wonderful, well, I say wonderful goal when Foden scored. It went in somehow because their keeper's shit. And that's another thing I'm going to comment on. So, fly in. We should have been 3-4-0 up. Then they get the equaliser. And from that point on, we stopped competing. We gave up. Our defence gave up, like the games before against Tottenham, like Bournemouth. We gave up. We absolutely just give up. And it's unacceptable, to be honest with you. It's unacceptable. And their goals are so easy. They were cutting through us whenever they got up to the halfway line. The number of times they're one-on-one with Edison, or they're 3-on-1 or 4-on-1 or something nonsense like that. And again, it's not the first time teams have been doing it to us all season, because defensively, everyone knows we're shit. Everyone knows we're weak. And without Walker, we've got zero pace at the back. We just get exposed through it. And then the second, do you know, at halftime, I said in the watch along, at halftime, I said, we're going to have to fight in this opening 10 minutes of this second half, because they're going to throw everything at us, because how this game has changed since their equaliser. And I said they could be 4-1 up in the first 10 minutes of the second half if we're not careful. They went 3-1 up within minutes. And again, poor ass defending. You know, it's like 22 seconds after the restart, some stupid shit like that. Then a poor penalty given away by Vardio. What the fuck was he doing? And then they get the fourth, another stupid penalty by Nunes, again, who played well in the first half, but went back to his usual dog shit self. So then you go 4-1, and we didn't compete. Pep makes all the changes, brings on Gundogan, brings on Doku, brings on De Bruyne in the last 5 minutes for some fucking reason, and nothing happens. And again, Pep substitutions are too late. He gets it all wrong at the beginning of the second half. And because all them substitutions should have been made, a couple should have been made at halftime, or a couple, they definitely should have been made when we were 3-1 down. Because, again, we didn't compete in that second half, and it was our own doing. We didn't take our chance in the first half, and then in the second one, disaster right from the kickoff, right to the finish. And do you know what sums it up? There's a few occasions in that game that sums up our last few weeks as a team. Haaland's penalty miss, where he just smashed it against the bar. You know, we have the chance to score, and he blows it. Then you've got Rico Lewis, who is another one. So you look at Lewis, and Lewis and Savinho have a very similar personality, I think, in games. They turn into try-hard mode. And Nunes has got the same thing. Nunes, Savinho on both wings, when you got both wingers who are very similar to each other, like this, it doesn't work. And I'll tell you why. Because they both want to be the hero. They both want to go inside. They both don't want to cross the ball. They both want to shoot, and they both want to score. And they turn into this thing where they have to do it on their own back. Now, Savinho was like that at the beginning of the season when he first came. You know, he was trying to navigate, gave away a couple of penalties, one against Chelsea and one in the next game against Ipswich, I believe. He got away with them. And he kind of got it driven out of him after a few games. But then in this game, it all came back where he just didn't want to pass it, and he wanted to do it himself in the second half. And he's getting frustrated with himself because it's not working out. He's not scoring the goal. He's not being the hero. Gets a stupid yellow card. And Nunes is exactly the same as that. He wants to do it all himself because he was used to doing it wherever he was at Wolves or whatever. So he doesn't want to cross the ball or anything like that. And then when the going gets tough, what I have noticed as well about Nunes is it's a bit like Sterling. He just goes absolutely missing. He just gives up. And that's what he did today, Nunes. He gave up, and that penalty he gave away, summed it up as well. He just went missing in the second half completely, then does that. That's unacceptable as well. So you got them two. And then Lewis as well. He's another one that's a try-hard mode. And his decision-making is fucking awful. The number of times that he gets played through by... He had some nice passes into him today from Foden and De Bruyne when he came on. And Gundogan a couple of times. And even Kovacic. And he gets into the box. And he just wants to hold on to it about 3-4 times and then try and like back heel it or go on the outside or do something stupid when he should just get the ball into the box, cross it in, take a shot. There's a couple of occasions he could have taken a shot, but instead holds on to it 5 times, spins around in a circle, and then tries to pass out wide or something daft like that. You know, and we've seen it with him before in the past as well when he's, you know, he should have scored a couple of goals earlier this season. You know, the one against, was it Ipswich where he just smashed it against the bar? It's just... He gets too excited, Lewis. He gets too excited, and you saw a couple of with his passes as well that he overhits. When he gets into certain positions, his adrenaline starts pumping up, and he gives it just too much on the ball every single time, whether it's a pass or a shot. So that needs to be driven out of him. But defensively, fuck me, defensively, where to fucking begin? Do you know what? I'm going to start with Akanji. Now, Akanji played in this one, and you know what? I think Akanji was probably our best player. And we let in 4 fucking goals. And I think he was our best player because if you watch that game back, I guarantee whenever they were sprinting through, when he didn't stop them, they scored. Because he was the whole back for Akanji. Simpson Pusey, fair enough. He did his his debut the other day, and he's come on to this game. Fair enough. He's going to have a tough game, and he did have a tough game. But Guardiola fucking useless. And Lewis doesn't defend. And one of the reasons why we get exposed so much is because Lewis is always up the other end of the pitch on the byline or trying to work on the inside, you know, trying to be that inverted fullback and running through in the 6 into the penalty box, which is great when you get your shot away or your cross away, but he does neither. So when they counter-attack, we've left so exposed at the back that we normally are, because Walker's often on the right-hand side and he's got that pace. It makes up for us being exposed at the back because he'll run back from the penalty box and often he won't even get that far anyway because he's not that good on the ball and he can't pass or cross anyway. So Lewis leaves us massively fucking exposed. And when he does that and Guardiola does it, it means Akanji and Simpson Pusey were all alone at the back and it was left up to Akanji. And you know, he did really well. He was on the left, the right, the middle. He was everywhere at the back today, but he just can't keep out. He just can't keep them out on his own. Him and Edison, you know, I feel sorry for them today. Because I thought Edison made a couple of decent saves. He did well in the first half when he just stood up and caught it when he tried to chip it. And in the second half, he stopped him on one-on-one as well. So, yeah, defensively, we've got issues. And if you can't keep clean sheets, you're not going to win leagues. And you're not going to win competitions if you concede 4. I know we're away to Sporting. It's their last home game for Amorim. They're sending him off in style. But again, it's our own doing. It wasn't like they didn't... Oh, my God. They offered nothing in that first half, really. They were just a typical mid-table Premier League side. And then in the second half, the way we capitulate, the way we stopped trying, the way we stopped running, the way we stopped competing, it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. And we deserve everything thrown at us after today because, my God, it was bad. And forward-wise as well, when your defence is that shit, you have to take your chances. And we didn't in the first half. Like I said, Foden looked sharp. Should have been taken off in the second half. Nunes looked sharp in the first half. Should have been taken off much sooner. Oh, he didn't even go off, did he? He should have been taken off in the second half. Haaland, I don't know what's happened to him. He's lost all confidence or whatnot. Since that last hat-trick or whatever he scored, he's been absolutely terrible. Snatching his chances, like the one he had on his right foot when he's played through by Nunes. A great ball by Nunes in that first half. And Haaland touches it, puts it on his right, smashes it wide. He shouldn't have gone for power like that, especially on his right foot. So yeah, and the penalty miss again, it just sums up. There's so many points in this game that have summed up our season so far. And everyone keeps going on about, you know, like I said, you'll hear things like shock result or embarrassed and things like that. But this has been coming the last few weeks, last couple of months. I know we've had injuries and everyone's going back in and, you know, you saw that with Doku, De Bruyne, Savinho, Akanji, you know, all these players coming back into the team and trying to get match fit. We still got Grealish out. You know, obviously Rodri is out. Bob is out as well. We've got issues all over the place. And Diaz and Stones weren't even in the squad today. But you've got to compete. That's the minimal you have to do. And that's the minimum I expect as well. And we didn't even do that. We didn't even do that. I mean, wow. What a result. And like I said, it's been coming. The way that second half played fought me. And I can't even... Where's our next win coming from? And again, I said it after the Tottenham game. I was like, where is our next win coming from? And I swear to God, I am not going to read any comments. I'm not going to take anyone serious that says, oh, look on the bright side. Oh, you're not a proper City fan. Or we'll smash Brighton. Fuck off. We will get beat by Brighton. And I might, you know what? I was thinking of not doing a watch long because I reckon after the half an hour, we're going to be 2-0 down and I'm not going to bother watching the rest of the game. That's how I think that Brighton game is going to go. But we'll see how much I calm down in the next couple of days because I don't really get irate watching City. I don't even celebrate when we score. I give a two fucks about the team most of the time because I've seen it all. I've seen us shit. I've seen us good. But when you play like that, my God, it riles me up. But yeah, we played into Sporting Towns, we played into Amorim's, and yeah, we played into the script. The script was written, and we followed it word for word to give him that send-off. Word for word. Pep's got to do something. He's got to do something. This isn't good enough now. And the first thing I'd do, if I was at City, I would say no player goes on international break. I know they're not going to stop them, and I know they're all going to go. I bet even fucking De Bruyne goes. But no one should be going on international break because we've got to get this right. We've all got to get match fit. We've all got to do better because we're not strong enough. We're not quick enough. Like I said, we're not even competing half the time. We're not even competing. So yeah, that's it. That's the match reaction. Fuck this team. And I'm going to do the match preview for the Brighton game. And then I probably will fuck it off for 2 weeks because I don't care about the international break. I don't watch England. I don't care about it at all. But I'm so glad it's coming up. So I don't have to watch us just dig ourselves into deeper trouble because the period we've got after this international break is horrific with December coming up. But yeah, where does the next win come from? Don't know. Hit like, hit subscribe. Make sure to check on your bros. It is Movember, so men's mental health and all that is important. Wow. Talk about mental health, eh? Well, hit like, hit subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.